we are. Let's get underway. So, first thing I want to say, I know we have a couple of people who maybe not been before. So the safety car, if it needs to be called, is manually driven. This session should, I have said that this the last couple of weeks, this session should be multi-class. So the safety car should be in a different class to the normal race cars. So it will show up as a different. The driver is also nicknamed in the league as safety car, so you should be able to see that. All of that will be announced if it is needed in the voice channels and on the text channels. DRS will be disabled for 3 laps following if the safety car does come out. So don't use your DRS because it will be a drive-through even if you just flick it on. So make sure you don't do that. Specific corners in qualifying where we want people to be going at near full speed, particularly if there's somebody close behind you. Turns 3 and 4, which is the faster right-hander, left-hander chicane, a downhill bit. You can't be going slow in there for obvious reasons. One, the visibility is very limited and someone will come up behind you very quickly. And 2, you can't really go slowly through there and not be in the way at all. Turns 5 as well, which is a quick right-hander after that, and then the 6-7 chicane as well. It's going to be hard for you to stay offline the entire time without going. So just pick up your speed as you're going through there. You can lift off again afterwards. In the hairpin, if you are on a slow lap, just go wide. Don't take the apex, and everything will be fine. Slow moving cars shouldn't really be overtaking each other unless there's obvious reason for it after the hairpin. I'm sure most of you will be wanting to get up to full speed then anyway. If you're at if you're coming into the pit lane and you're on that back straight, pick up the speed as you're heading into the pit lane, because obviously you need to be on the left-hand side of the track, but that is also the racing line. Slow cars, until you're up to speed, or if you're choosing to not get up to speed until the chicane, stay on the right-hand side of the track so that the guys going full speed don't have to weave about to avoid you. All the normal stuff starting on tyres. Safety car will be called in before the hairpin if we do have to use it, and it does have to be called in. That's the main thing. And then I just want to say again the blue flag stuff, because you know the walls are close here. It could end up happening. If you get blue flags, you need to get out of the way. It's not the normal iRacing policy. It's a policy of FIA's Formula 1 regulations, basically, and what is used in most sport apart from endurance racing is that you do need to get out of the way if you're blue flagged. One, it's just a courtesy. You should be doing that, but also you do get in the way of people if you should be blue flagged. So just get out of the way. If you don't, you will get penalised, which has been detailed before, and I'm sure you all understand. You will get told to get out of the way. And if you are battling with somebody and blue flags are shown to you, it is expected that you will. Because if you're battling with somebody close enough that it's going to affect, you'll both be getting blue flags. You will both be expected to get out of the way. If you think somebody overtook you when they should be adhering to blue flags because you had blue flags, then come on the radio and let us know, and we will look into that. Alright, thank you very much, everybody. Have a good race, and I'm sure we'll all be keeping an eye on you in the race session anyway. So if you've got any questions, that is what you're allowed to use the radio for, so come on the radio and ask about it. If you want an incident to be looked at, we're trying to look at everything, of course, but if you think we've missed something, if you want a particular incident to be looked at, come on the radio, tell us. Well, we can see your driver number, but just tell us your name and the lap, and then we'll have a look at it. All right, that's it, everyone. Thank you and have a good race.
Hello everyone, my name is Edward, and today we'll be commentating a milestone race for our W12 series. It is the 10th race of the season, which is going to be held in Canada. The Circuit Gilles Villeneuve is a 4.3 kilometer motor racing circuit in Quebec, Montreal. 13 corners, 8 to the right, 5 to the left, and 35 laps of close racing that we will be seeing in the next hour and a half. Today I am joined as always by the one and only Gilles. Mate, how are you?
Mate, that's just right. I'm g'day. I'm good. Yeah, here in Montreal, named after the Mount Royal in the heart of the city, no building can be taller than the cross on Mount Royal. It's also the film capital of Canada. So we should get some legendary shots on track today on this Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, named after himself. He'd won here about 3 years ago, I believe now, maybe 44 years. There's also 32 kilometers of underground tunnels, but we'll be focusing on the 2.7 miles of overground tarmac this evening.
Talking about the history of this track, it has been built in 1978, and obviously it has been named by the driver Gilles Villeneuve that has driven in Formula 1 in the past.
Won the championship too, I believe. Not quite sure what year that was. As drivers are underway for that practice session, 20-minute practice session is a little bit shorter today because we're a little bit delayed getting underway with some server issues, I believe, with iRacing, but naturally the gladiators here at ASR have it all sorted out, and we're going to get these drivers at their practice session. Currently at the moment, Alvaro is the quickest man at a 1:10.44.
So we have a new name up on top after we've seen in the past the likes of Alex Eguia being always on top, with Radecki Gregors winning last week, and obviously we have the battle for the championship, which is between Alex Eguia and Mark Stevens. 31 points between the two drivers, but that's mainly because of the fact that Mark Stevens have not been able to take part last week in the race. So maybe it's redemption day for Mark Stevens.
I don't see Mr. Mark Stevens in here at the moment either. So is he not be able to attend this race as well?
That would be a shame. That would really be a shame, because the championship battle looked, and it still looks, so interesting. If Mark Stevens misses another race, that means Alex Eguia can build a gap of over 50 points after this race. But
yeah, I think Mark said that he couldn't make it actually today. Sorry, go ahead.
I just want to say that we've seen last week that Alex Eguia have been involved in an incident with Radecki Gregor, so you never know. A crash can make you lose all the points and just go straight and leave the track with 0 points out of the race.
Yeah, you'd hope not so deep into this championship, but we'll see. A newcomer on the top of the timesheets. I'm not quite sure if that is. Is that Gutierrez? Was that driver in there before in the past? I'm not familiar. Testing your knowledge.
As far as I'm concerned, it's his first race here at the ASR, but we've had a lot of names actually fighting for the top. We did not had a one-man show throughout the season. We started in last year, I think it was, in 2021, with the race in Silverstone, which has been won by Luca Wunsch, and then he gone on to win the next two races. Then Luca Wunsch has also led the fourth one for pretty much from start to finish, but then he got involved in an incident in the last lap, in the last corner with a back marker, and he lost the race. Then it's been a battle between Alex Eguia and Mark Stevens, and the last race have been won by Radecki Gregors. So obviously an interesting battle and a lot of names fighting for the top.
I'm going to be looking forward to this. I've not seen these cars, real F1 cars, simulated around this track before, only the game, the F1 game. And I've seen a couple of drivers power sliding out of that tight hairpin there, the La Ping, I think it's called, it's Ping, whatever it is, before they go down Casino Straight. And I expect to see them really power slide out of it, because it does obviously in the F1 game, but so much in this one, it's more realistic. The rear end's going to slide out, maybe tap against that wall. And obviously I want to see how they tackle that wall of champions, that high speed final chicane. That does claim some of the champions, of course, hence the world champions. And you've seen some people try to take a two abreast going through there. And obviously during the briefing, you probably would have heard about the pit lane entrance is also a pretty much dangerous one here, because you're entering into the pit lane basically from the racing line. So if somebody's on your right-hand side and they're deciding they want to go into the pit lane, you're going to cut straight across them. I'm sure that's what been discussed in the driver's debriefing, or briefing, sorry, before.
Radecki Gregors goes purple, because I'm curious, I don't know if it's just me, but I think that section after turn 2, so after Virage Senna, it's a little bit tighter than in real life. I don't know if it's because of the billboards, but that's just my feeling.
Good point. Absolutely good point. have to keep an eye on that. Yeah, Radico. Oh, jeez. Greggy. Why do I get these names wrong? I'm not in Europe. That's the problem.
Just say Greg and then add
Greg.
the
No,
G.
yeah.
Add the G. Grigors.
Grigos. Yeah.
That's better. That's better because.
But there's a Z. There's a GRZ. So that's because there's no E until after the Z. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but
Z,
I think
an E before Z, except after Z. No.
I think he's from Poland, and as far as I'm concerned, that's how they pronounce their names. But I don't know. He still has the Europe flag at his name, so we don't know.
Maybe they didn't put. Maybe they had the Polish flag. Hopefully not. I mean, some of the flags aren't always in there. As watching this driver at the moment, the Mercedes. There are no manufacturers. They're all in a Mercedes car, just as different livery. That's Troy Banks on a flying lap currently at the moment as he's making his way around into. Don't have the turn names on my map. There's the on board I wanted to see. Geez, that car looks a lot more deeper red, blood red than it does on the external camera, doesn't it?
Yep, I agree. Interesting livery. And again, I've said it in the past, I'm saying it again. It's so beautiful to see drivers designing their own livery because it gives a personal touch to racing. And I have always wondered how would Formula One look with drivers actually designing their own liveries. I feel like having one race, and I know that's impossible, but having one race where the drivers would be able to just paint their cars how they want, that would be so interesting. And you have a Lando Norris whose car would probably be yellow, and then you have Lewis Hamilton whose car would probably be, I don't know, all black. Who knows? And
I don't know. Lewis Hamilton's the only driver that actually has a full-time stylist. So and obviously a full-time photographer as well. So he would most likely have his stylist take care of that sort of stuff. And you've seen his fashion that he turns up in a Formula One race at. Absolutely crazy, just way outside the field. So perhaps he'd visit a car. That's not a bad idea. And it would be maybe something leading into the first race of the year, isn't it? Have the drivers go out there, do like a 5-lap sprint race event or something like that with, not the best tires or something like that. And with, say, custom livery, well, it's not really going to work. Maybe in between a break or something like that. Do it as like a charity event, isn't it? As a one-time thing. Just for a fun weekend event. Might be a cool thing to do, but they're also trying to cut down costs in F1. So as sad as it sounds, you wouldn't be able to just paint those cars and then repaint them again quickly for a race weekend. But I like it. Yeah, right. You're absolutely right. I would imagine Lando Norris to be quite crazy. Daniel Ricciardo as well too. To spice things up. He's sporting a new helmet this season, showing off the other day. Yeah, interesting. But we have the virtual world, and we can do it in the virtual world.
Yeah, I would love to see the Kimi Raikkonen's car. I think it would be just all white, no just sponsors.
Plain, yeah, it'd be like, I don't care. I was having a. That's what he would be doing. I was taking a. There you go. In that interview. Don't you just love having a beep, a muting button? But anyway, we should be focusing on these gladiators. The newcomers in town still on that provisionally P2. Of course, that's just practice session. We're running out of time for the practice sessions. Welcome everybody in the YouTube world. That Charlie Lord is out there going for Mr. Joe, who would be a perfect gold because Pressman says so. He would. No, that would be Lewis Hamilton you're referring to. Yeah, it's Pressman. Oh no, he's. In that case, it wouldn't be his Pressman. It would be his full-time. I think it's a fashion guy from New York that actually does his fashion outfits. And the only driver to have a bodyguard, only driver to have a full-time fashion agent, and the only driver to have a full-time photographer. It's Hamilton.
I am just looking at the standings right now, and I'm seeing Alex Eguia. He's in 11th place. And remember last week, he was, in practice, he was on the second part of the standings, and now it's happening the same. So I wonder what is he doing in the practice? Is he actually sandbagging?
Yeah, but we're going to qualifying right now. This practice session's over. I would just like to say real quick there, because Lewis Hamilton, back to that one, has a bodyguard, I think, as singles and giggles, to actually have his bodyguard, like, push Martin a Martin away on a grid walk or something like that, and say, so just like that event, obviously that happened with one of the celebrities. Lewis's bodyguard just say, sorry, no, can't talk to you or something like that. Wouldn't that be funny? That would really anger poor Martin. But anyway, back to it. Qualifying is underway. 20 minutes of it.
So we're now watching, I think, Mark Johnston, if I'm not wrong, rounding out the lap and now going through the hairpin.
La Ping or something like that, isn't it? I think it's
Yeah,
called.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Down
was
the
just
casino
looking-
straight.
I was looking at a track map and I was actually wondering how it is pronounced, but because you've done a good job. So this is Raditsky Gregor rounding out the lap, and I think we should be going on board just to see a lap around Gilles Villeneuve at maximum speed. So here we are through turns 1 and 2. First corner is super fast, but a second corner you need to brake a little bit. Now a short straight to the chicane through turns 3 and 4, and then pedal to the metal to another chicane that looks a lot like the one before it. These are the turns 6 and 7, and then you have a DRS zone between turns 7 and 8. Very hard to overtake through here, even with the DRS. Then another chicane, turns 8 and 9, and now pedal to the metal again to Lepingle. Lepingle? Because you are great to pronounce this one.
La Ping, yeah. He's going to go wide to the wall there. Not too wide, of course, because you want to get the straightest path there. Just a little bit of the chicane. He was a driver up the road there. I think that was Sebastian, actually. That where I was thinking it was maybe get a toe down this main straight where you get up to your maximum top speed. That's the casino straight, and then you want to spot this one perfectly, keep it out of the wall of champions, and the line comes up anytime about now, and we'll see what the time on the board will be. That's a 110 flat, so that's good considering that practice pace I had before.
As we're now watching Victor Bollet, I think it is. Rounding out lap, going through the chicane, and he loses it! Oh, this is our first crash at the Wall of Champions. And oh!
Holy maloli!
That's a huge crash there. Victor Bollet has been sent absolutely flying there.
I didn't realize I'm casting Rocket League right now. I didn't think these cars could literally fly that much in the air. That's probably going to take the award for the amount of flips and distance. I think it actually flew over the bridge. The walk bridge as well, on top of it. So that's cleared the walk bridge. It's probably about a 9 out of 10 if this was the Olympics of car flipping.
Staying in the team, because right now the Winter Olympic Games are going on in China, if I'm not wrong.
Yes. But no winter here at the moment in Canada.
Yeah.
But certainly some backflips occurring, that's for sure.
This is the beauty of racing, you know. It's the middle of the winter, but you can still go racing.
That's why they have the underground tunnels, mate. So that you could get around there even if it's snowed under on the top of the track. The man-made island too, by the way, where this track is located.
Yeah, it's the middle of the winter, but I don't know, here in Romania, there are 15 degrees, so it's super hot. It's like spring already.
15 degrees, mate. Try 29 where I am at the moment.
You are in Australia, right?
No, in Panama. But I go from 24 to 36. That would be pretty much the average every day of the year. All day.
Yeah. Yeah, some people are actually blessed.
That's why I'm here, mate. I can't stand the winter and cold. I loved Romania when I visited, of course, but I couldn't keep up there all the time because I'd have to only go visit in the summer or something, although I didn't mind the winter when I was getting into the winter. Got a little bit too unbearable at some point. But I never grew up in winter conditions, so not used to it. There are a lot of people in the 110s at the moment. All 6 drivers, the top 6, they're all in the 110s with one just close to the 111s. Somehow I'm seeing Mark in P7 at 118. Oh, that was the last lap, not the best lap. There we go. I'm not paying attention to that one. Yeah, still the same, of course. Top 6 drivers in the 110s.
1:09.8 from Raditsky Gregor. He's silencing his opposition. 1/10 advantage to Alex Eguia, who goes in second place. Mark Johnston also improves 110.8, but he's 1 second off the. Well, I was about to say the Mercedes driver, but everyone is a Mercedes driver here. Now we're watching Ovale rounding up his lap, and he doesn't improve. He stays in 7th place. Eloy Caballero, or my bad, this is actually Johan Roussel. Rounding up lap. He's in 4th place. He's in 7th place. Eloy Caballero has gone 4th, not for much, because Joe Taberner now goes in 4th place, and then straight in the pit lane to start another lap.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate we don't have Mark here because he'd been jumping practically from his work to straight into the seat with practically no practice as well. So I guess at the moment, poor Mark is at work and can't attend to this race and attempted to try to defend his championship hopes there against Alex that is in this race currently running in P2. Joe as well has been a strong contender and got a bit of fan club out there from Charlie and so forth. At the moment, he's sitting in that P4 position provisionally. And that's only about the, half a second off at the moment because Gregsters the only man in the 109s, 109.8 as you can see on the top left of your screen.
Because I'm curious, if you would be in the place of Alex Eguia, how would you approach this race? Would you think about the championship and just try to take as many points as possible? Or would you just go straight for the win after seeing a half spin now from Victor Bolea?
Yeah, he's lucky he actually just retired from that session. Well, just jumped back in there so that he didn't block the path. He hit that chicane a little bit too deep down in the Wall of Champions, the final couple of chicanes, and lost the rear end. You see that from some of these drivers. Alex is going to want to win, mate, because that's true champions always just want to win anytime they can. They're not going to back off.
Yeah, we were talking about Victor's incident there in the last section, and that was what happened in his first lap as well. So it's the second or even the third time he's done that, because I'm now watching the live timing and he's starting now his 4th lap.
It's quite interesting because the F1 game will just penalize you for the corner cutting. In this game, it'll penalize you by not giving you any traction out of the corner, so you'll just naturally lose too much time anyway. So there's no need for the FIA to really punish you because being a real simulator, you got no traction there, and if you don't get a good exit out of that final corner, then yeah, you're either going to be into the barrier or doing a slippery slide, turning around, facing the opposite direction like that, or just simply too much wheel spin and to lose that going into the first couple of corners, and that's going to get that DRS activation there as well. And these drivers, sorry, go ahead.
Talking about penalties, we are having live stewarding from our people here at ASR. They're doing an amazing job to keep an eye on the race and actually investigate the incidents when they're happening. Yeah,
Niels will be providing us with those penalties information this evening. I think I'm not quite sure if that's confirmed. I'm not quite sure too if it is possible at all. Maybe if we do get a safety car to pull any of the drivers in this evening, have a bit of a chat to them, if they're willing, of course, under a safety car. I'd like to hear that. To see how that goes, but that's pending obviously on safety cars.
Also, the safety car is manually driven, so we are having someone from ASR driving the safety car, so it's not driven by an AI, which gives an even more personal touch to this game.
Yeah, and the FIA have limitations to in the real world as to what speed you can drive the safety car on, and what is the top speed that the safety car reaches during a Formula One grid? Do you know? A track. Which would a trivia for you?
I don't know, but I think the Mercedes AMG can go over 300 kilometers per hour. Wait, let me check.
Yeah, it can for sure. I mean, I had a GDR Skyline that could do that. I'm sure the modern Mercedes can, but I'm just curious as to what the FIA restrict them. What's the top speed? Maybe you guys can answer that one out there in the YouTube world. I know what it is and I know what track it is. You can probably get an idea what track it is. It has to have very long straights, put it that way.
So the top speed that a safety car has gone, it's 255 kilometers per hour.
No, where'd you get that from? I had 280. in Baku, down the main straight.
It's from the official Mercedes
Ah.
side.
Oh, okay. We might be right. That is changing. It depends on the circumstances as well, too, obviously, because if it's a wet track and stuff like that, they're going to go a lot slower. He has the delta to stick to, because trust me, Bernard would probably want to plant that thing and go faster every time. He's got Lewis Hamilton and stuff screaming in his ear going, can the safety car go faster? Can the safety car go faster? Bernard's like, yeah, mate, I'll put this thing down. I'll make it up 360 if I can. But unfortunately, the FIA say no, you're not allowed to.
Yeah, I always wonder what is going on in what's his name? What's the safety car driver's name? Bermeilander.
But Milo no.
What was he thinking when all the drivers behind him are telling him, "Go faster, go faster"?
He's just like doing the FIA tell him in the ear. That's what the other co-pilot that's in the seat there. He's the one that relays all the information to him. So Bert could just focus obviously on. He is a touring car driver, of course. Been a touring car driver for years. Lots and lots of experience on the belt. Probably could jump into an F1 car and probably put some pretty good laps in, I'd say, with the experience he has. But touring cars are different to open wheelers. But yeah, man, they love him. Been a popular favourite, and it's been a Formula One safety car driver for over 20 years now, I think.
Yeah, he's a very famous person in the Formula One community.
I think since the Formula One car, since the safety car has been introduced to F1, which is only about 30 years now, if I'm not mistaken. It was introduced in the 90s or something like that. It hadn't been around too much before that.
So Bert Meilander has actually driven safety cars. Is driving the safety car since 2005. So
2005, okay.
17 years.
17, yeah, wow. I thought he did 30. Wow, okay. That's a long time. And he gets a nice steady paycheck all the time. And he gets to go to all the Formula One events. That sounds like a pretty good job.
No, wait. See, he has driven the Formula One safety car since 2000. So that's before I was actually born. Incredible.
We're getting down to about 8 minutes and change to go for our qualifying session. 3 drivers now, 4 drivers into the 109s. 109.86 there from Gregor's. And Alex is in the 109.89. See there. So they're pretty well tied up, pretty well close. But last across the line generally is the one that's those blistering times. We saw a fantastic qualifying session, didn't we, last week? From who was the driver who just annihilated everybody? Top of my head.
I think Gregor. I'm sure that Gregor has won the race, but I'm not really sure who has got pole position in that one.
Yeah, sorry, I do 15 of these a week, and I forget after a whole week's gone who, when, what, why. I should be studying the results and everything on the plane trip over.
Because
Don't tell the bosses at Anti-Star Racing.
Because just got the information that we actually have live stewarding as Alex Eguia is going purple 109.7, and also Alvaro Mendez improves his time 109.8. So still close between the two drivers at the top. And anyways, talking about stewarding, I just got the information that Victor Bolea, car number 18, will get a penalty after the race because of the incident at the Wall of Champions and because of the fact that he has blocked the hairpin.
Ooh, yeah. Blocking the hairpin or even blocking the pit lane entrance. We have some information out there for everybody. So if you want to be part of this racing team at Anti-Store Racing, enjoy a team-based endurance experience in iRacing. Anti-Store Racing is looking for drivers and any iRating to join their group of teams. So you got private practice sessions, join a fantastic community of drivers, take part in engineered races, run under the name and with beautiful liveries like you see here at ASR. So join the Discord, send a support ticket to inquire.
Alex Eguia, Alvaro Melendez, Radesh Gregors, and Jung Sovale, now also Eloy Caballero. I just wanted to say that they are all 4 of them in 210s. Now we have 5 drivers in 210s. So this is all panning out to be an amazing race after the qualifying.
5 minutes to go. We can hear them scream past the virtual commentary box.
Ooh, that's
the drivers. It's a car park field right there. They're just getting out of the way, of course. They don't want to be messing up anybody's hot lap. The camera almost zoomed up us in the race control tower there. Commentary box was going to give it a wave to the camera, but moved back on to where the action is, of course, on track. As Mr. Gregster himself is going to try to put a flying lap in. Now he's starting a new one. So let's see what he can do for his first sector. Coming up, this is a man that could threaten very much Alex for pole here.
He locked up a little there. Was a little bit wide to turn 2. Also close to the wall there. It's incredible how fast these drivers are going and they're not crashing with the wall. Like, I've never raced in iRacing, but not even in Formula 1, which is in an arcade game, I could have made a good lap around this track. I was always hitting the wall. I am an absolutely terrible driver, and most of the time I was actually driving with my keyboard, which is incredible because not many people actually are able to drive with the keyboard.
Here we go around the hairpin. I can do it. So he's improved on his second sector time. Let's see how he goes for third sector time. This is where the downforce happens. This is a long, long straight. You're not going to get any toe from anybody.
Alvaro Melendez fastest lap by 100th of a second.
Wow. See if this man can do anything about it. He flies up there, keeps it out of the barrier. You can see how much the car lifts. I think we can throw it straight into the barrier. Will he improve?
No, he doesn't.
No. So he could go for another lap if he
No,
wants
he
to.
does. He actually does. He's in second place.
Me too. Yeah, sorry, just a little bit delayed in the telemetry for us up there, but there it is. He got it, second, but not enough. But he's got ahead of Alex. It's crucial.
3 drivers in 100th of a second. That's incredible. And Radecki Gregors and Alex Eguia has set the exact same time. So we were talking last week about the European Grand Prix with the qualifying tie between Michael Schumacher and the 2 Williams drivers. Now we're having something pretty much the same here in Canada. 2 drivers that set at the same time.
Yeah, they won it. They're doing it, aren't they? I was just about to say the same thing, but you remembered that, Ed, exactly what we mentioned last week about 3 drivers. Maybe they can go for the record here. That was the record in F1. Let's see if we can get 4 drivers setting identical times. Come on, guys. Work together here. I don't know how you can even try to do that, couldn't you? I mean, that's almost impossible. Somebody can't just lift for a second and try to match the time. It's milliseconds. It's nanoseconds almost.
Yeah, it's just pure luck. It's impossible to do it on purpose, I'm sure of it.
Yeah. But if it does, it's history in the making. Could be. History
now
for
Alex Eguia will finish his lap. He's in pole position. He's in provisional pole position. Alex Eguia goes purple, 19.699. First place for the Spanish driver and the championship leader.
And the 6s on the 69s as well. Wow. Pulled that one a miracle with 2 minutes and change to go. It doesn't look like he might be committing to another lap. He can, if he wants, get back in there and put some fresh boots on if you need to. Fuel. Remember, the tyres aren't as punishing as they are in the F1 game. They're more realistic to the real F1 world. So you can do a couple of these flying laps on these soft tyres. They're not going to just fall off the cliff like they do in the F1 game. You can commit to them. They're going to have 2 stops, so it's going to be mediums to softs or softs to mediums, depending on what you do. Obviously, outside the top 10, you get to choose those tyres. Inside the top 10, fastest time you set on will be the tyres you start the race on.
Alvaro Melendez has been a little bit wavy there going through turns 4 and 5. But he's absolutely pushing, and I'm really curious how will he end up. He was on 2 wheels there pretty much there. Alvaro Melendez, first sector is yellow, second sector is yellow as well, so no improvement for the Spanish driver. Where is Radecki Gregors? He's on his outlap. Alex Eguia is also on his outlap. Eloy Caballero on an outlap as well. So we have 3 Spanish drivers in the top 4.
This is it. Last couple of minutes of dying, so crossing the line will be it for some of these drivers, or the drivers that are actually out on track there to complete their last lap. How about our Dutch driver of Hans Klugel? He improved on his middle sector. As we're watching, actually, Radico Gregris. Come on, get that one. You get it. Ooh, who's gone? Alex, and looks like our newcomer in town's in pit lane, so I think he's going to get. That's it. He's settled for that provisionally P2 at the moment, unless somebody can steal this one away.
Hannes Schlogel has gone fourth. He has improved his lap time, so he will be starting in the second row if nothing is going to happen. But we have a lot of drivers on good laps right now. Alex Eguia is not on a good lap. Yellow on the first sector, yellow on the second sector as well. Eloy Caballero, green on the first one. Radecki Gregors doesn't start his lap so well. Yellow in the first sector. Joe Taberner also yellow. So we should be keeping an eye on Eloy Caballero. Has set a personal best in the first part of the lap.
Well, a little bit slower to the middle, but I don't think there's anybody else going to steal away. Well, Joe can bring up some good one. I'm not quite sure Gregory can do anything about it.
because I'm looking at live timing and Eloy Caballero has done 20 laps. So that means these are the tires that he has started qualifying.
Wow.
So he has done 20 laps on these tires and he's still faster.
He's probably burnt through all the fuel. He's probably got absolutely nothing left in the tank, which is fine. They're going to be able to but that said, he won't improve. About 20 laps on those tires. Absolutely. Yeah, he's Pirelli tire testing on that one.
Radecki improves, but he stays third. Anyways, I'm curious. Isn't Caballero going to start with these tires?
Well, he'd have to, wouldn't he? I mean, did he do any other laps without it? Oh, we're just hearing from race control, so they will get a fresh set of tires, but they have to start on the tires they set the fastest time on. So, yeah, it doesn't matter if you do 20 laps then.
So Eloy Caballero has done 21 laps in 20 minutes. My brain is burning right now for the maths I'm trying to do.
That's good practice, Bud, I'd have to say. Doesn't it, really? He's used this qualifying session as a practice session for the race because he's now going to know how those tires feel after 21 laps. And nobody else this evening has, apart from their practice sessions earlier, but you did just during qualifying. To get ready for summer racing, guys. What are you thinking out there? The number one fan club, Mr. Charlie. He says the Met Office says 7 degrees. I presume that will be for this track today in real conditions. Oh, in the United Kingdom, that will be 5 degrees. It's 7 degrees Celsius. Yeah, just glad I'm not there, guys. Good luck on that one. Although I have to put a fan on. I'm a little hot. You can just open up a window if you get a little hot there.
So I think we should be going through the grid that we'll be seeing in the race today. We're not seeing the traffic. No, here we have it. Alex Seguia will start in pole position with Alvaro Melendez in second place. Radecki Gregors, the winner of last week, will start third. And alongside him is going to be Hannes Schlogel, the Austrian driver. Eloy Caballero in fifth place and Junxo Vale will start sixth. So we will be having 4 Spanish drivers in top 6. Johan Rousselio and Joe Taberner will start in the 4th row. Paulo Lopez in 9th place and Stefan Hoffman in 10th place. Mark Johnston will start 11th and Victor Bolea, another Spanish driver, in P12. Then we will be having Alaric van den Bos in the 13th position and Troy Banks 14th, and the last driver on the grid is going to be Sebastian Sienko.
Yep, looking forward to this. Canada Championship starting to heat up. We're in round 10, of course. How many more do we have to go? We have a 50% race today here in Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. How many more rounds to go, just to clarify, for the season?
I think 2. There are 12 races in the season, if I'm not wrong.
2 to go. Wow, okay. So this is super important, obviously, from Alex to try to basically maybe wrap up the championship today.
If I'm not wrong, Alex Seguia, if he will take the win today, he's going to be champion. But anyway, the lights are out and we are preparing ourselves for the start here in Canada. We have 5 lights ahead of the drivers and away we go here in Canada. That's a good start for Alex Seguia, an even better start there for Alvaro Melendez. Radecki Gregors also gets a good start, and oh, that's a spin for Junxo Vale, I think it is. And there's contact. There's contact between Radecki Gregors and Alvaro Melendez at the top of the race, and I think that's damage for Alvaro Melendez because he's very slow there. Hannes Schlogel up in 4th place. Eloy Caballero is in 5th, trying to do a move. So close to contact between the Austrian driver and Eloy's drivers going side by side with Johan Rousselio alongside Joe Taberner. Johan Rousselio is ahead now of the English driver and will have the inside, so this is it, job done for the Frenchman.
He's gone a little wide down of attack, but so far so good. Oh, it's going on the outside there. He's made a little bit of error.
There's the problem.
He might have a flat tire or some sort of damage, and look at that. Everybody's going to be going around him. He's on the racing line. He's got to move across the side. He has got the job done, but massive damage, and his hopes practically a little bit died at the moment here on lap 1. But can get in and out, get that pit stop there, get it fixed. No safety car. Everybody's through, so Greg's gained that 1 position there. Our newcomer in town's dropped 1 there, Eloy Caballero. has gained a position as well. Victor, 5 positions gained up to P7 currently at the moment.
Alex Higuera already has a 1.7 seconds advantage, so that's huge to have after only one lap for the Spanish driver. Radeczki Gregors 118.8 last lap, Alex Higuera 117.1. It's a huge gap.
That's the problem when you let Alex go a little bit too far up the road. It becomes very, very difficult to catch. Who else has gained some positions there? I think there's Joe's gained 2 of those positions out of P6. Well, no doubt expecting some pit stops as they're still finding their way around into the hairpin currently right now. You may see some overtakes going into the final couple of corners. That's going to be a good idea to see how their toe is without the DRS activation, of course, just yet. You're not going to get it. See a little bit of a breakaway occurring for the top 4. Here we go, run.
Because something happened to Cienko Valen Banks. And there's someone going straight in the pit lane. Melendez goes for the undercut, a very aggressive undercut, because it's only lap 3 out of 35, and Melendez is already in the pit lane. So, what's the strategy that the Spanish driver is going to try?
Obviously, got to change his boots over and just get the tires done. I think it was gone for the softs and the mediums. Might be some damage. You'd be boxing that early. Must be some sort of slight damage. We saw he was in the wars. He did drop a place there at the start, so he's got to obviously fix that, get back out. I didn't expect he's the only one.
It's a long
He's the only one. Yeah, well, it is. But, I'm going to have the pit stop information. Keep an eye on that one with the damage it'll cause. He's the only one in. I'm surprised that who was the driver that was dropping back quite a bit earlier? Was that before? Was that Juanco? That had let a lot of people pass. He didn't box pop. Johan did not hit with damage. So maybe he just did something wrong with his tyres. But the tyres aren't as punishing, obviously, to get back up to temperature. Here's Victor making a run.
Easy move, and also Paulo Lopez. So Hannes Schlegel is going down. He lost 1 place to Bolea, another place to Lopez. Schlegel is down in 7th place, and now he's under pressure from Johnston, and I think he will lose another place.
He must have damage on that wing or something. Can't visually see it, but on that main straight, he's getting eaten alive. So some speed difference there. And look at that. He's going to be sandwiched between 2 cars at the moment. Where's he going to go? Another overtake again. It looks like Mark gets past. And he got a bit of pressure in the background.
What's going on? This is what happened to Johan Roussel also. On the straight, he was absolutely losing power. Nice contact again between Hannes Schlegel and Stefan Hoffmann. The German driver have got the move done. There's very close between Boss and Rossellio.
Wow, good wheel-to-wheel racing.
It's so hard to go side by side through these corners, but these drivers are proving us wrong. But Hannes Schlegel surely has the problem because he's losing place after place. Oh, Vale!
Damage, but they're not boxing. They're not boxing. No DRS is enabled. Just should be actually enabled now on this lap. I don't see the rear wing opening. Yeah, it is finally. So that gives you the massive toe. So we're seeing massive amounts of overtakes actually going into the final couple of corners, but that's without the DRS. Now that the DRS activation is going to bunch them up even more. And where is Joe? Joe's, well, Gregor's starting to pull Joe in now. Set the fastest lap. He's keeping within 1 second now. DRS is really going to start helping that man running in P2 to bring it to Alex, to make sure Alex does not get too far up the road. We know what happens when he gets up the road. They got a massive gap there of, what, two or so seconds there to Eloy.
I'm just looking now at the live timing, and I'm seeing that Alvaro Melendez has had a pit stop of 38 seconds, so surely that was damage.
Yeah, it would have been. I'm sure it's about a 20, I think it's about 30 actually. You said 30 something?
Yeah, 38.
38, yeah. So I think it's a 30 in and out here, if I'm not mistaken, with the F1 game times. So yeah, add about eight or so seconds for some probably front wing change or something like that.
Radeczki's close. Radeczki's very close. He pulls alongside, watches the inside, but there's no way to go side by side through this chicane because it's very easy to either cut the chicane or go straight into the wall of champions. Now Radeczki Gregors is as closer as ever, but still not close enough. Eloy Caballero goes purple, so he might have a 3-way belt for the win.
Yeah, fantastic. He set the dummy there into the final couple of corners, but didn't commit to it, of course, because you have to go side by side through there. Somebody will be into the fence. He thought about, hey, it's lap 6 of 35, plenty of times to go. We got pit stops, of course, too, so those strategies can come into play. Just so checking the messages from race control to see if there's anything. Post-race penalties have been caused from Radiko Gregory there. So a post-race penalty for causing a collision. Post-race penalty, so he's going to have to set the one in the back of his mind.
Because that's important, because Radecki Gregors will get a penalty. We don't know what penalty, but this means that even if he will get that first place on track, he might lose it after the race.
Oh, he's got to not think about that right now, I would say. Exactly. Just put that out of your head. I did that with all the drivers and make a run, get an overtake on this one. He's going to commit to this now. I think Alex is going to back off a little bit, following through, realizing if you go side by side through there, like I mentioned, he will be into the Wall of Champions. He knows it's a long race, and look at that. Gilles Eloy just lurking in the background slowly. This battle's been helping him out, try to catch them. He's gained 2 positions as well, too, from the start of this race. And now he's joined the DRS party.
Well, it is job done for Radecki, but he has a penalty. I'm not sure he knows that he has a penalty, because obviously we don't have an engineer in the ASR league, and you don't have that pretty much in iRacing. But Alex Eguia, I don't think, knows either that his opponent has a penalty, because there's obviously no one to inform them.
That's why I said you won't worry about it at this point. There's not too much you could do about it. Something you can debate with the stewards later on if you really want to, but they've already dictated during the race. He's just got to get on with it and battle. And now it's always very much possible, of course, too, for other drivers to get penalties. So you got to leave that out of your mind and just try to win the race. Try to get as much of a gap you can. Do whatever you can. Still have pit stops strategy-wise. Alex now's the one that's going to get that toe. He can sit back there and kind of take care of his car. But he's got massive amount of pressure there too, right, from Eloy. He's got that DRS activation as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if he wants to bring it to Alex this evening. Turn this into a 3-way battle. It looks like, if I'm not mistaken, Alex is also on the medium tires, unless that's just one of those spectator issues that we see, and everybody else there around him is in the softs.
Villeneuve. So Alex Eguia is on the medium tire compound, and I think his opponents are on the soft compound right now, so it's on a different strategy. Very interesting to keep an eye on that. Victor Bolea got past Paulo Lopez the last lap, so that's a change for 5th place. The 2 drivers are still very close onto each other. And Radecki Gregors has done a mistake, he's wide. Radecki Gregors is wide.
Yeah, it's cost him a lot there. I just noticed that there was an overtake because of that. One mistake. Where was that? That was Laping. The hairpin. And now he can tuck back up again. I don't think he's dropped completely out of DRS. No, he hasn't. But this means Eloy now. Eloy is back in the lead of this race, but Eloy is going to try to bring this one. He wants to feel how it feels to be leading a race. I don't think he's led a race so far this season, has he?
Something happened to Mark. Something happened to Mark. Johnson, no, he's in the pit lane. Also, Johan says he's in the pit lane. But now Eloy Caballero is very close to Alex Eguia. And as you've mentioned, Radecki is not out of the DRS zone, but I feel like the pressure of leading the race and having 2 drivers behind you and also a time penalty just got up to him, and he locked up, because it's very easy to lock up in a hairpin. And now Caballero is very close, and he's going down inside of Alex Eguia, and that's it, his job done. Eloy Caballero goes in 1st place. And now Alex Eguia might lose another position to Radecki. Very close to contact. Alex Eguia pushes Radecki as wide as he can. But Radecki now will do the switch back. As we've seen last week in Monza. Radecki is again behind, but now he will have DRS, slipstream, and probably maximum power from the ERS. He moves to the right. He moves to the inside. And this is it. Job done. Job done before going into the chicane.
Even tucked onto the racing line, so he got maximum speed out of there to also try to defend it against the second DRS. Absolutely brilliant comeback there. There's going to be a nice 3-way battle. I'm sure Mark, if he could be here today, would be loving to be a part of this party, but unfortunately he can't. So he's going to have to sit there and watch these gladiators go for it. They've got a 6-second gap down the road there to Joe. And then Joe's got a little bit of a gap there up to, and there's a little bit of a DRS time with Victor. But this is where the action is here in Canada at the moment. And every one of these drivers have all had a share, a piece of the pie of the lead of this race so far.
Radeczki is very close. Radeczki is very close, and now he will have DRS. I said in qualifying that this is not a very opportunistic section for a move, but Cabanero has proved me wrong that last lap with overtaking Alex Eguia.
Yeah, every time Ed, you say something, they'll probably listen to the stream going, you know what? I'm going to prove to Ed that I can get this done.
Yeah, I don't think they would like to listen to us while racing. It would be very distracting, especially when we're watching Radeczki, and I'm always saying, come on, man, go on the podium and just join that interview after the race.
Yep. And we're going to end, if he doesn't join the interview this race, we're going to end the stream before if he crosses the line first or whatever. We're not even going to broadcast. No, I'm kidding. He's probably tired. He's to have a lay down or something after it, or maybe he feels that his English isn't up to par. Trust me, my friend, my English is not up to par as well. You heard how bad I pronounce these names?
Yeah, but it's tiring. It's tiring to do a race like this, because I'm a keyboard driver. You're a keyboard driver. I think you understand my feeling.
Yeah, especially they got force feedback, man, and those things are tough. I have many drivers out there tell you if they have that force feedback set up on high. Have you seen the actual esports drivers and stuff? How strong their upper body is, their arms?
Yeah,
it's a workout, mate.
They're actually doing proper workouts for iRacing and for the esports, and it's absolutely amazing to see. How far has esports gone?
Especially now that you're seeing some drivers from esports going to real racing. So that goes to show you how there's a big crash. Let's have a look at a replay of that one.
That's Alaric van den Bos, I think, involved in that crash. Let's see what happened.
3-car crash as well.
Oh, it's a huge crash.
We saw that during the practice session, didn't we? And then there's obviously an unfortunate victim as the car is planted on the road. Should be really a red flag condition. Should actually be a caution.
I think that's
a
safety car.
It has to be a safety car. There's 3 cars there blocking the road.
Yeah, 3 cars involved. Is the safety car out?
No, it's still in the pit lane currently at the moment, so I think the FIA is deciding whether or not it should be, but the car was blocking the road and destroying some people's chances of getting past. The car's being cleared right now, so maybe green flag conditions again. They deemed it safe enough. Good marshals here in Canada. Didn't even see a crane lift that car off the track. They must have got 3 or 4 marshals just to lift it up. I think they're about, what are they, about less than a ton at least, these cars.
I think something also happened to Johansson because he has gone straight in the pit lane.
Safety car's left to pits. So the safety car is being called out. Even though the flags aren't showing that, the safety car is out on track. As you can see in the telemetry.
So everyone is going straight into the pit lane. This is an important moment because the drivers at the top.
Well, that happened with that. A big lock up in the pit lane entrance. Was there a collision? Couldn't quite see that. All 3 are in there. I expect everybody to come in. That hasn't boxed yet. And all the top 10 drivers have yet to box. There's the safety car we're seeing. It's going to make their way around. So cheap pit stop, guys. You want to take advantage of it.
There's a battle in the pit lane between Alex. We should be keeping an eye on there because Alex Eguia is first. Yeah. Something happened to Eloy. Eloy has a long pit stop.
Damage, I'd say. If you're spending a little bit more time than anybody else, is damage. There could have been a collision in the pit lane entrance as well. That's going to get absolutely mobbed.
Beagles, he lost about 5 places. He lost about 5 places down in 8th. Yeah. So this is important for the race because now from a 3-horse race for the win, we're only left with 2, Radeczki, Gregor, and Alex Eguia. But who knows? Maybe Joe Taberner will also get involved in this battle for the win.
They just caught the safety car there now. So there's the safety car catching up there. Joe's a little bit further down the road. Did Joe box? Looked like he did. So that's going to work out advantage for them. They're going to start catching that safety car. I do believe if you are a lap down or whatever, you still are in there. I'm not sure how it works out here in iRacing. If you are, lap cars are allowed to overtake or whatever, talk to Michael Massey about that one. That's a bit of confusion in the real F1 world. How are we going to work that one on iRacing? But I think everybody boxed anyway, so the grid should pretty much be the same as what it was before the safety car.
Yeah, but Eloy Caballero has lost 8 positions in the pit lane. I don't know what happened to him. Maybe that was damage because his pit stop has been 44 seconds.
That's
Meanwhile,
a lot
for
of
the-
damage. That's like replacing a the under the floorboard underneath the car or a rear wing in order to cost you that much time. Because we know how quickly the front wings come off and on. They got little attachments there. Slap it on, slap it off. Cost you about 6 seconds. That must be side pod or rear wing damage in
So
order to fix that.
maybe what have you noticed before entering the pit lane? Maybe that actually has been an incident between Gregor and Caballero.
I wonder if the race director has any of those events that have been perhaps recorded for a replay. iRacing allowed that one. Because I did kind of see up the corner moment and there was a big lockup and a bit of smoke coming. Those three were really close, remember? I think I had slapped the brake pedal and hit that, I think, at 80 km/h speed lane entrance. But yeah, the producers are going to be trying to get a replay for us. That's the replay of the exit of the pit lane, and that's where they can go through the safety car. It looks a bit scary, but you can see right out just ahead of Alex, but he was ahead of Alex, if I'm not mistaken, before they went into the pit lane. But that's the problem is with Eloy was the one that lost out a lot of that time. Now, he couldn't have had that much damage, wasn't he, considering how quick he was keeping up the pace with the other two guys.
I think we should be going on board, but did he crash with the wall on the entrance? So we
Could
don't
have,
have,
yeah, saw something. Yeah.
we don't have the onboard replay.
They're probably
And
going to try to work through it. I mean, our race director could probably, whilst we're under the safety car, see if there's a way to getting that back up there. So it is what it is. We are around the safety car. We haven't seen the safety car, have we, in some of the Any-Store racings here? Here it is. Here's the entrance. See the lockup there? Okay, so it wasn't. It didn't hit anybody. That was the lockup that I saw, but it was okay. He must have damage before. Or unless did he get hit there? Couldn't quite see. I don't think he got hit in the back. He was leading the race, right, Eloy? Before they went into the pit lane.
Yeah, but then what's the point? What's the point in repairing the damage?
Well, if you got rear wing hit, that's a lot of damage to repair.
Yeah, but he was keeping up with his opponents. He was leading the race. So if you can go like that the entire race, then the places
Are
that
you sure he
do-
didn't get hit in? Can you if you can get a replay of that one again? Did he get hit at the back by Greg or not going in the pit lane? Because Greg locked up big time, and I couldn't quite see if he locked up actually tapped the back or not.
Maybe he collided with a wall. But let's see. This is the best angle
Here
that
it
we
is.
have.
Yeah, here it is. Oh no,
No.
he didn't. No, he actually broke. He locked up there and got. So he must have damage before.
I think we should be staying with this replay. Let's see if something happened in the pit lane. So that's has gone through.
No, they go to their box automatically.
Okay.
It's not like, you can't make a mistake in the pit lane just like the F1 game. It takes control of the car. Oh, you do drive in. So has he missed his braking point or something? So has he done a Lewis Hamilton, whatever, and just drove straight through his pit lane? The wrong pit box. Had to go to the other one correctly. It's like, no, you're not McLaren anymore. You're a Mercedes. I don't know. That could be that. It'll be interesting if we hear from the driver, obviously, at the end of the race, if we get onto a podium. He's got a lot of work to do, of course, but we are just on the halfway of the race, and don't take it away from the pace that he has. But if we get another safety car, or we're seeing another car spinning at the moment, that's Stefan, I think, as he's trying to catch the rest of the pack. Still have another car out there, 72 car as well, too, of Van der Bos. He's trying to catch the back of the safety car pack. Safety's in, so he probably won't get the safety car pack in time. Maybe the 9 car won't as well, but certainly those top 4 drivers, as Victor's in this party. Victor's still 4 seconds to change down the road. So the top 3 are still there. Can Victor catch them in time? I don't think so. They're going to be going racing in a second. So we'll keep an eye on Joe's now in the party. Oh. All right, there we go. They're racing. Green flag conditions.
Radecki Gregors first place, Alex Eguia second, Joe Taberner third, as Radecki Gregors sets a fastest lap 1:11.1. Did he set a fast lap under safety car or have missed a lap of racing?
I think they must have had a full lap of racing, actually, because there's no way he would have set a fastest lap like that coming out of the pit lane.
Junxo Vale is losing a lot of places. I think something also happened to the Spanish driver. So Eloy Caballero already got up 2 positions. He's up in 8th place, but it's a long gap between him. It's a big gap between him and Alex Eguia that he needs to recover. Radecki Gregors will most probably lose the position because he has a time penalty. So because is the penalty for an incident that he's had with Eloy at the start, because as I'm seeing from our stewards, the incident that he has got a penalty for has happened in the first lap of racing.
It wasn't the first lap of the racing. That was the reason why we saw our newcomer in town, the number 8 car, drop a lot of those positions. So that probably was that tangle between them. We're getting some race control there that Johan has a drive-through penalty. And well, Johan's currently running P15 anyway. Probably served that now. He is serving. Well, not serving the pit lane right now for reckless driving. Shouldn't get that one. And Paulo is also, well, Paulo's in the pit lane. About a lap down right now. So there's 88 car hitting the pit lane. You see, Johan would have to serve that as well, but he's got really nothing to lose because he's in last place anyway. Everything to gain from there. Some fresh boots and get on up the road there. Hope for another safety car. Catch the pack. Could be in it. But so far at the moment there, we still have Gregor leading Alex for that P1 and P2, and Joe's just dropping out of the DRS zone right now from that top 2.
Sebastian Cienko also lost a lot of positions, so I wonder if anything happened to the car. Number 1, the number that we will be seeing back in the real life Formula 1 as soon as March. Alex Eguia is now charging and is very close to Radecki, only 4 tenths between those two. Joe Taberner is also keeping close. He's not in the DRS zone, but he hasn't lost that much in the last lap. Still, only 1 second between him and the Spanish driver ahead.
Yeah, Joe's managed to break that one now, so it's turning. Oh, Joe's on the borderline, but you can see that on the 5 intervals. Got to be within 1 second when that DRS is activated again. I'd like to see Joe in this battle, and I see a 3-way battle again. That was exciting. So you keep out there for the Austrian driver, just also keeping with that DRS range there of Victor, battling it out for the P4 position.
He's got a DRS, so Joe Taberner had DRS. Eight tenths now between Alex Eguia and Radecki. Radecki has broke the toe, but he hasn't broke the DRS zone, the DRS margin. And look how fast Alex Eguia is coming after the Mercedes driver. So we just got the information now that Radecki has got a 5 seconds time penalty for causing a collision in lap 1. So with the 5 seconds he will be down into 3rd. So now Alex Eguia, the only thing he needs to do is to just keep behind, not do any mistake, and he will get this win.
Yeah, that's very, very unfortunate. I thought he already had the race penalty after the race. Has that been dictated now within the race?
Yeah, so the penalty has been given to Radecki after lap 1, but we didn't knew what the penalty is. So we just got the information now that it's 5 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, it's just so strange because I thought it was going to be determined after the race, but it's now been determined within the race. So he's aware he has a 5 second penalty. Once again, don't let them get there. You can try to maintain some sort of 5 second gap there over Alex. It's going to be very difficult. We know Alex is a very strong driver leading the championship. Can bring it when he needs to bring it. They're dropping Joe now, dropped by about 2 seconds, so Joe is unable to keep up to these two guys for now. Here's an overtake opportunity there for the Austrian. Should be easy pickings there as he goes to keep it out of the world champions. He does. And look who's coming back in the background. Look at that. Look at the overtake there for the blue car. The blue car is Eloy. Hasn't got it just yet. It's got Victor there for company, who's running a little bit wide as well too. I think that was Hans running wide. Mark's joining this party. This is great squabbling here for P4.
Alex Seguia was very close last lap to Radishki. There was only 1/10 between them two. Now Eli had, and it looked like he had the move done on Victor, but he has just lost it there. He was on the outside, and it's hard to overtake when you are on the outside there of turn 1. But Eloy will come back and will try to overtake Victor Bolea. Will he try in a hairpin? He's close, but he's not close enough to try any crazy moves through here.
You get a good exit, and you get the DRS activation. It should be easy pickings. Let's see, that rear wing flap opens up. Then remember Victor will also get one too from up the road. They will get the tow, but it just looks like Eloy's got a little bit better punchy. Yeah, halfway through now, they're about to approach the corner. He's going to back off, and this is going for it. He's going to risk it for the biscuit on the outside. And it looked like what Victor actually went off the track there to make sure he wasn't going to be sliding to the side of that car, live for another day. Does he have to get the place back? I don't think so. I'm not quite sure. That was just avoiding a collision, perhaps. We're not quite sure. I'm sure the team radios will be arguing about that one left, right, and center, but let's put Elo on the back foot to Mark now.
Hi guys, just thought I'd pop in and explain that post-race time penalty was meant to be clarified as 5 seconds earlier on. It just wasn't noted down, so it's the same penalty. It's just being clarified for you guys.
Thank you very much. From race control. So there it is, and then Eloy has got it done. He eventually bought his time there, but Victor and Mark are going at it, and don't forget, we've also got Alvaro. You're good at pronouncing those names. You go, Ed.
Yeah, I'm a little bit lost because I was looking at the live timing, and I was looking at the battle between Alex Seguia and Radishki Gregors. Now Alvaro Melendez is in 8th place, and he's close to the group ahead of him, but he's not close enough now to think about a move. But Alex Seguia is close. Only 4 tenths now, but he's just keeping out of any trouble. I think he knows about a penalty.
Perhaps as well, too. He's happy just to say that we know Alex can pounce when it counts, obviously. Lap 23 of 35, plenty of time. He's keeping with the DRS. He may be doing his fuel management perfect and all that sort of stuff and keeping his tires nice where he wants to keep them. He knows that he doesn't have to do an overtake just yet. See, Alex knows he's comfortably in this championship, probably get that race win when he needs to. But now, I think he's just happy to hang in there unless he feels at the moment that Radishki is a little bit slowing him up too much or something when he might make the overtake. But for now, they've still got a nice 2-second gap over Joe and P3.
So Eloy Caballero has lost the position. Eloy Caballero, not only that he has not closed the gap to Hannes, he also lost the position. He's back into 6th place. So Mark Johnston is absolutely flying. Not only that, but Hannes Schlogel is the fastest driver on track right now. Alex Seguia thinks about the move on his side, but it's hard to overtake. Alvaro Melendez is also very close to Victor Bolea. And he has done the move. His job done. Alvaro Melendez up in 7th place there with Victor Bolea. Very close. So I'm sure that Eli will want the position back.
Yeah,
He
Eli
violently moves on his side. And so close to
great.
contact, but Mark Johnson keeps the position with the green car.
Alvoya, remember, after a newcomer in town there with a great qualifying performance, is now in the middle of the wars here where he wasn't supposed to be. He was supposed to be up a little bit further up the field, but he's fighting his way back up at the moment. He's fighting it out with Mark and Eloy. Victor's just down the road there, so it's a 4-way horse battle. Mark's the one that's not going to have the DRS, so it's going to be a bit of a sitting target there to Eloy. He's started in that same position where Mark is. P5 is on, dropped that 1 place. And he's got the job done here. He's going to send up the inside. Yes, he can, but he's gone into the grass too deep, and that means at the moment there, that definitely can be Mark coming back. And look in the background as well, too. As Alvaro could easily sneak this one. That's it. So are we looking at, was it Mark dropping a couple of places? He has one little tiny mistake, but he's trying to make this one back on Alvaro. But he's got that. Wow, there we go. Down the casino straight, and now there's going to be 3 cars abreast here. We're all with the DRS activation. Is that Victor sneaking one through as well? Yes, it is. Hold breath, hold on tight. 2 cars side by side through here. There's somebody's pap. Well, they kept it out of the wall somehow. Was that contact? Was that damage?
I think there was contact, but so someone will get a slowdown penalty. I'm not really sure who. Oh, it's contact! Oh, it's
There it
contact!
is.
We were talking about the slowdown penalty, and I think that Bolea has just got it when they were in the middle of the corner, and that just brake tested Alvaro Melendez. And I think there was another car involved, so we might get a safety car again.
Let's
But
have a
let's see what
replay.
happened.
Yeah, there was. I mean, there was no traffic that was behind them. Luckily,
Yeah.
look at this.
Yeah, it
Synchronized
was a
spin between
slowdown.
two of them, and then did he like manage to cop that or not? I'm not quite sure if he got any damage from that. And then there's further down the road, there was no cars, thankfully, for that time. But we're not quite sure if the safety car is going to be deployed or not. But I guarantee you one thing: there's going to be some penalties dished out as the steward's going to be busy looking over this one to
Yeah,
see
it's
who
hard.
caused what.
It's hard to ditch a penalty because I think that Victor has just got the slowdown penalty in the middle of the corner, and you as a driver, you cannot do anything. When you get that slowdown penalty, whenever the game likes to break you, it does. And obviously that Alvaro did not expect that, and the crash just happened.
Did he brake check him? That's what Lewis Hamilton's will be saying
Yeah.
right now to Max Verstappen. He brake checked me.
Yeah, but I wasn't intentional. Nothing.
Safety car's still in the pit lane, so it doesn't look like it's been deployed just yet. Cars are in green flag conditions, if I'm not mistaken, so everything is back to normal where it should be. Mark Johnson's gone completely off track somewhere, come back on track. Where's Mark? And P6, so something happened there. He's losing a position. He is. Well, look at Yanko. There's the replay of Mark going off the track there. Yanko's just behind him. You should see Yanko get a good exit right there. And I think Yanko did get the job done, so he moved up in a P6 there when Mark made that mistake. Meanwhile, still the same at the top end of the timesheets, isn't it, between Radicki and Alex?
5 tenths between them two, but Alex Igua's just stay there behind him. So
I think
he
he will
haven't-
until the last couple of laps, and then he'll just burn everything that he's been saving up probably just to get on with it. He's going to want to win this race because a win of the race today, as you said, most likely will be allowing him to take that driver's trophy home and cuddle it in bed tonight.
So I'm just reading the chat from our drivers, and I'm seeing some drivers being very angry because of the penalties. I'm really wondering what's going on there.
I'm sure the stewards will be sitting there looking at all the multiple angles and different views and stuff like that. They're going to do a lot of work, of course, so you've got to give them credit. They can't just look at one little replay and then say, okay, we're going to determine it. They're going to go on board with all the drivers. They're going to look at the different angles. They're going to see who did what, who could have avoided what. Take into consideration, probably analyze the rules sometimes if they're not 100% clarified with what are the rules, speculating that. And then they're going to give us the information, of course, that we can relay to you guys watching this race. Lap 28 of 35 currently at the moment. That can definitely have a massive impact as we're seeing Alvaro Gutierrez, the newcomer in town there, in the pit lane repairing something. So it's going to drop him way back.
Yeah, I was reading on Discord, and obviously you guys that are watching the race, you can join our Discord and also see what are the drivers saying. And I'm seeing now that Victor Bolea actually had a slowdown penalty that he has got in the middle of the corner. So that's why this incident happened between him and Alvaro.
And it'd be one to debate, I guess, in the rules and regulations as to when you can serve that slowdown penalty. Could it be done during the corners? That seems like it's a little bit of an unsafe thing to me, but I don't know how the game works specifically for that. As you mentioned, maybe you have to just do it immediately. So unfortunate, something like a Monaco would be a horrible place to have that penalty.
I think our producer Gerard knows this thing the best, which happily is now extremely better, and he's still behind the balance, giving us the best show possible.
It's like the incident will be investigated.
Oh, it's fine.
after the race.
Fine. So, sorry, Bigas, for interrupting, but Radeczki Gregors has done a mistake, and this is all that Alex Eguia has waited for. And now into the move, but he's pushed on the grass. Alex Seguia has been pushed on the grass. Radecki Gregors is still defending the position. Alex Seguia does not need this because the driver ahead of him has a 5 seconds time penalty, and also the incident between cars 8 and 18 is going to be investigated after the race. So that's the incident between Victor and Alvaro.
Yeah, Alex now maybe got a little bit greedy for that one, but he's got to start applying the pressure thick and fast right now because he wants a race win. He wants to secure this championship, I'd have to say, here in round 10 today in Canada, if he can. The only problem is Radecki says, not on my watch. He does not want to allow this to happen. Radecki's getting 2 positions there. Alex started on pole, currently sitting back. He's going to have to charge those batteries up and try for another attack because now time is starting to run down a little bit with about 5 or so laps to go. Joe's doing a solid job there in P3. We haven't seen too much about Joe, but he's been bringing it in there. Started, I think, P8, gaining 5 positions, looking for a podium for him. At the moment, this is where the battle is. This is a battle for the championship, and this is a battle for the race win.
Yeah, so if Alex Seguia will finish there and he'll get obviously the win after Radecki's penalty is going to be applied, Alex Seguia is going to be champion of our first season of the W12 series.
But do you think Alex wants to be crowned the champion in P2?
Well,
he eventually gets it, obviously, in the penalties, but he wants to be, doesn't he want to be the car crossing the line first, even though he's going to get it anyway? You want that, don't you? For the highlight reel, at least. Here we go. This could be the chance. No, a little bit too far. Ball defending on the inside line. Radecki putting the car in the right places, making it difficult for Alex. But Alex is going to have the DRS run here. Second DRS run out of 3. Where's he going to go? Hairpin coming up here. A little short. That's him. Risking it for the biscuit through the S's. Get a good exit out of here. You can try to challenge him into the next little kink in the turn. But not just yet. I think if he sticks with him and gets a good exit out of La Peng, he could definitely take him down to Casino Straight.
yeah, you've asked about what I would do if I would be in Alex's place. Personally, I would just think about the championship. You know, take it easy, finish there, take the win, take the points, the championship, and then move on. But
your highlight reel, mate. Come on.
yeah, but the championship is much more important.
Can we go on board at the moment, Alex? I want to see how he's throwing this car around while he's in the dirty air. There it is. Oh, you can see the rear end sliding. Both of them rear end sliding out. So there's not a very good exit there from Alex. You can see down the road. I think you really have to be within about 3/10 if you want to make an overtake. Currently, it's about 7/10 down the road, so it's not going to be on this lap. You'll really, min, of course, go very close to turn into the Wall of Champions, but it's not going to be enough. Radecki didn't need to park that car on just off the racing line. This time is running out a little bit from Alex. He's going to be, I think, if he's going to think about, okay, going to make an overtake, I need to make an overtake as safe as possible because I can't throw away a possible race win here today on a little mistake, even though it's guaranteed for me. But still, I'm thinking he still wants to, if there's an opportunity, he's going to seize it. If gap car, that is racer's mentality.
Yeah, and we've seen Radecki. He has done 2 mistakes today. He has locked up there in the hairpin. Then he's also been wide in that chicane 3 or 4 laps ago. So Radecki can do mistakes, especially when he's under pressure. And Alex Seguia knows that so well. But, you know, we only have 4 laps to go. And Alex Seguia just did not look like he wants to get involved in the battle so much. 6/10, 8/10, he's just been there all race.
See, he's losing so much time coming out of that final corner as well, too, not the final corner, but he's just losing too much of the rear end coming on, which I'm quite surprised from Alex. Just been outdriven, really, today through those corners. This is just literally playing it safe, but they are drivers. Once again, I think they try to play it safe. I think anytime soon you're going to see Alex send one.
I wonder what happened to Eloy Caballero. Because he was super fast before going to the pit lane. And
Mark
then
Johnson
after
making an overtake in P7 and P8. Sorry to cut you off there. And Stefan.
Yeah, and after Eli has done the pit stop, he has been slower. I'm just wondering
That's
what
that
happened.
Jaguar livery, I think. Also, the livery looks like a Toyota versus a Jaguar. If we go back to F1 a few years, a decade or so ago. But at the moment, it's going to come down to this. We have a couple more laps to go there. What do you guys think out there in the YouTube chat. Do you think Alex is going to go for it to try to cross the line first, even though he will win the race on the penalties? Or do you think he's going to sit back and just take it easy and still get the Drivers' Championship? I don't know. I think both of them are flashing the light of death there. It means they're running out of ERS management. He's not going to make it run there, that's for sure, knowing that Radicki is not going to allow an easy overtake, and if you try to gamble up the inside there and you slap it into the wall, that could very much be your race over. You can see how fast Alex is. Now, this is it. He's putting the pressure on. This is the closest Alex has been, I think, on the start in the first sector, and he's going to be reeling him in here. Welcome along to fishing of anti-stall racing, and if you're fishing, you're Alex right now, trying to fish Radicki out of a race win. Well, at least on track, of course.
Fastest lap for Alex Eguia. So in the last lap, Alex Eguia has been the fastest car out of all. And now he's only 2/10. He has the RS, but it's very hard to overtake through here, so he just stays behind now, going through the chicane. And then in the hairpin, where Radicki has done a mistake about 15 laps ago or so. Anyways, before the safety car. Now going through the hairpin, and Alex Eguia needs a great exit from here, which did not happen so much in the past. But Alex Eguia now slipstream, DRS. Can he get a move? He's 6/10 behind. He's a little bit too far. Think about anything. Yeah, he's too far, so no moves through here. We'll be going to the last lap of the race. Alex Eguia 5/10 to the... while entering the last lap of the race. 4/10.
Yeah, last lap of the race. Not to mention you have Victor up the road there. So Victor's just up the road. So the DRS could come into play there if they catch Victor, who's a back marker. Victor might just be out of that, but if Victor give Radicki the DRS, then that could be well all and over for Alex, perhaps getting it on track. So at the moment, Alex is still set to get this one, but I don't think Alex is going to be crossing that line first, at least visually. And I tell you what, at least Radicki might be losing this one on a penalty, but he's certainly put up an absolute fight, isn't he, with the champion? But here we go, the back mark is in play too. So this could definitely spice things up as they're going to go down into La Ping for the last kind, and then down Casino Straight. You can see
he's close.
They have not cleared the back marker.
He's close because he's closer than ever. We've seen through the hairpin, Alex Eguia was almost touching the gearbox of his opponent. And now slipstream, DRS, ERS, and anything that ends with an RS. But Alex Eguia cannot get this. So Radicki Gregors will win in Canada, or will he? Yes, he does. He wins in Canada, but Alex Eguia is our first champion of the W12 series. Congratulations to our Spanish driver, Alex Eguia, champion of the world.
And on top of it, just to add a little bit of injury to insult to everybody else, he set the fastest lap on the last lap. So our champion truly is the mastermind of anti-stall racing W12.
So I've said that Radicki Gregors has got a win, but he hasn't. I completely forgot about the 5 seconds time penalty that has. So it's a win for Alex Eguia and also the championship. Not a win on track, but it's going to be a win off track for our Spaniard. And I can't wait to get the interview for him. So stick with us, because we'll be having an interview with our champion and also hopefully with Radicki Gregors. Pretty much everyone has finished the race now. We are only waiting for Paulo Lopez, and he's finished now. So this is it. This has been it for our 10th race, for our milestone race of the W12 series here at ASR. Because what would you make out of this race?
Oh, wow. Canada always produces, doesn't it? There's your race results if you'd like to go through those for the screen there. Yeah, I'd like to see some of the four-way battles that and eventually turn into a two-way battle. But yes, well, mastermind of drivers' names.
So, Alex Eguia wins the race, even though he's classified second. With Radicki's penalty, Alex will be first. So, Alex Eguia, winner and world champion after the Canadian Grand Prix. Radicki Gregors in second place. Joe Taberner third. Hannes Schlogel in fourth place. And Eloy Caballero rounds up the top 5. Zhuang Soval in 6th place, Mark Johnston 7th, Stefan Hoffman in 8th place, Troy Banks 9th, and Alrik van der Moos is the last car in the points. Paulo Lopez in 11th and Victor Bolle in 12th are the last cars to finish the race. And as retirements, we have Alvaro Gutierrez, Sebastian Cienko, and Johan Roussel Yo.
And Alvaro Gutierrez, as you mentioned, there was a newcomer in town that unfortunately dropped all the way back to P13 place and it's an early retirement. But I'm looking forward to seeing his pace coming into the next race. Knowing that obviously the championship's done and dusted. It's very unfortunate, isn't it? Mark is probably going to be like congratulating, obviously, Alex out there for that championship win. But I'm sure Mark would have loved to be able to sit there and battle it out with both of those gladiators.
Because surf and trapting, but we might have even more controversy because I have seen a video from Radicki, some video evidence that obviously also Toto Wolff wanted to send to Michael Massey. Anyways, Radicki Gregor has sent the evidence and he haven't collided with Eli. It has been netcode.
Wow. Okay. So we're going to find out about that from the stewards and stuff like that, of course, because, yeah, another Michael Massey situation. We have a couple of the stewards and drivers and all sorts of jazz in here at the moment. So who do we speak to first there, Gerald, our race producer? Oh, yeah, race producer. Still under the weather, of course, they're recovering. So, yes, Ed, you get the call this one. Do we speak to Joe then? Joe, solid P3 position, gaining 5 since you're qualifying. How was your race?
Yeah, it was quite fun. I felt a little bit lonely. But Hans was catching really fast at the end. I felt like I was really worried that the sauce were going to go off, so I took it super easy at the start. But Alex and Gregor was just too fast.
Yeah, they were after that restart. You were keeping with that in and out of that DRS, and eventually you fell back on that one. But a lonely race is a good race sometimes. Some of the drivers tell me that. And gaining 5 positions, keeping everything out of the walls and all those collisions that you saw at the start of the race, mate. What happened there from your position?
Yeah, it was a little bit messy. I know that I did get hit, and then I did gain. I think you let me back by to get the position back, so that's all fine. Yeah, it was pretty clean. I was hoping to go longer on the mediums at the start. That's why I'd taken them, but the safety car kind of ruined that a little bit. But yeah, it helped me in the end, so happy.
Safety cars, yeah, you have to, don't you, at that point? If you get not many safety cars that do occur, obviously, here at W12 Any Store Racing. So when you get one, you have to take advantage of it, even if it's going to disadvantage you a little bit of tires. But as you said, it did. You got the restart. You can manage to keep Hans behind you for the rest of that. Yeah, charging back. But yeah, your lap times were pretty consistent as well. Best time was a 1:11.66. Fastest lap was 1:11.01. So you're keeping up with Top Guns there. But gaining 5 positions, Joe, and a podium, definitely going to be happy with that.
Oh, yeah. Very happy. Very happy.
Looking forward to the next race, my friend, where we're heading over for the final couple of rounds of the season.
Yeah. What is the next track? I forget.
That's up to
It's a good question, isn't it? It's a good question.
Nürburgring.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah. How you feel about the old Nürburgring? The old Nürburgring, by the way, they didn't tell you that, but it's the old Nürburgring.
The old Nürburgring. Yeah, no, yeah. I'm excited for that.
The 15-minute one, exactly. No, I'm kidding.
No, I'm excited for that. I love that track. It's a big. I'm big into GT3s around there, but yeah, it should be fun.
Because I think we should be moving now to Alex because we are.
A Spaniard. Yeah, the Spaniard Alex, mate. Well, is it? We're not 100% confirmed whether or not this championship is yours, but certainly within, 1/10, let's say, of that trophy being on your shelf. How was your race?
Yeah, I'm very proud. I think I am the championship leader mathematically, but I don't know. Just in case, I'm gonna sing it for you. Smooth operator.
Yes, there it is. Woo! Oh, you said you were gonna do it, and you honored it, mate.
Of course. Yeah, the race. The race went well. I wanted to be fast at the end with the soft tires, But the safety car came mid-race again, and I had to manage the tires a little bit at the end, but it went well. It's very tricky to overtake. I thought it was going to be easier with long DRS on the back straight, but I find it quite difficult, to be honest.
Oh, mate, what a season so far, and you wrapped it up with a couple to spare in the back there. Unfortunately, Mark wasn't there to bring it to you today, but you had some new contenders. It must have felt good. Did the wheel-to-wheel racing? How did you find that wheel-to-wheel racing? Obviously,
Yeah,
with that. Yep.
Amazing. I was as it was difficult to overtake. I wanted to push Radecki to make a mistake. I think he did a slowdown on the first stint and then hit the barrier like very slightly a couple of times. So I was like playing the patient game and trying to overtake or if or waiting if he could make a mistake or something.
Absolutely, yeah, brilliant, mate. Anything you want to say in Espanol to all your fans and your fan clubs and like that, your family?
Just gracias to everyone supporting me on Twitch, everyone on my team who's very supportive with Formula One, and yeah, gracias to everyone. Thank you.
Brilliant. So, are you going to be sleeping with that trophy tonight? Oh, make sure you're polishing it, keeping it.
For sure, yeah, but keeping one eye on the Nürburgring, the next race, and maybe I will do a no quali challenge. I don't know, but the race with Radecki and other people it's so intense. I think the quali we were like 3 drivers in 1/10 or something like that, and I was enjoying that a lot.
It's good. I was thinking, we were kind of debating whether or not you were going to push to get across the line first, just for the highlight reel, of course, because even though you'd win on the penalty situation, and you pushed it like crazy. Fastest lap on the last lap. You were waiting for the gap.
I wanted to do it on track for sure, but the walls are very close, and I didn't want to hit Radecki or any other driver. We had a situation with Mark and Luca and Radecki on the past, so we wanted to finish the race for once.
I was about to say, yeah, just as you mentioned, I was like, well, we needed Mark in here, isn't it? To spice things up when you guys go tangling each other. But yeah, you didn't want to risk it for the biscuit. That one, why not? Because you are the drivers' world champion and historical racing. First season that we've done the W12s, and it's been absolutely exciting. Still got a couple more to go, of course. Alex is going to be looking to steal another one away in Nuremberg, but you've also got a couple of newcomers as well too, as Galactic, I think. No, sorry, Alvaro, I think. Gutierrez was a newcomer.
Alvaro and Eloy also was very fast on qualifying, so yeah, that's great.
Sweet, yeah. They're the ones that are going to be painting a target on your back going into the next round, of course, and perhaps into the next season. Anyway, yeah. Alex, let you celebrate there with your Spaniards and your team. I was going to say, well, of Raccoon Racing, I think it is. I'm trying to read that.
Rincon Racing, yeah.
Rincon Racing. There you go. Congratulations, Rincon Racing team. So you have your driver's champion of Alex.
Thank you. And also, congratulations on 1 year of Anti-Soul Racing. Because,
yeah. Where's the candles? Where's the cake? Any other last words for our driver's champion for the first time this season? Anybody? Even in the YouTube chat, you guys want to ask any questions, please do. This is your chance before he signs those autographs. And trust me, those autographs are now like starting to increase in value right now on eBay. and it's going to be a picture of Alex there with his car crossing the line, and it'll have a big smooth operator underneath it, and it's signed by Alex. So get that. Send a couple of those out there for perhaps next season as well too. That could be a giveaway competition.
For my birthday, I want a picture with Alex's car and a signature from him. That'll
be great. Yeah.
That'll wrap that one up. I think that's it for our. Is that it for our gladiators? We're not going to hear from that man, are we? We're never going to hear from Radecki.
Yeah, I think this has been it for our 10th race, the milestone race for our series. Congratulations to our champion, Alex Iguia. Happy birthday to Anti-Star Racing for 1 year. And thank you to everyone who has been supporting us and has been close to us. Until the next week, when we're going to be racing at Nürburgring, take care and see you guys next time.